Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining the grant info writing session today, where we'll be covering upcoming grants. So before we get started, let's go over some Zoom etiquette. So please change your name based on what you registered with, so that we can check you in, make sure you get this recording at the end of the session, and about any upcoming events. Also, we would love to see everyone's beautiful faces, so please turn on your camera if you can, but no pressure at all. If you guys have any questions, please raise your hands. The icon should be at the bottom of your screen, so that we can see that you have a question in mind. Also, please be respectful to everyone in the room. Use the chat bar if you have questions as well. We will try our best to keep an eye out on the questions. And if any gets missed, we'll answer it at the end. And to avoid any interruptions, please mute your mic whenever you are not speaking. But when you are, feel free to put it on. And today, Empower4X would like to acknowledge the land we are working on. So please take a second to read this through. I see someone's hand up. Would you like to unmute if you had a question? Oh, maybe by mistake. Awesome. Perfect. And a little bit about Empower4X. We are a business consulting firm where we support entrepreneurs by providing co-working and business services memberships, as well as training and consulting. We can help you with business planning, operations, financial projections, bookkeeping, grant writing, and marketing strategies. We have various different offerings depending on where you are in your journey, from ideation to scaling up. To go over some training programs that we have. We offer different training programs where you can level up your business. As you can see here, we have Grant Hunter University, Mental Health Support Youth Certification, and the Social Enterprise Certification Program. We also offer different services for startups and established businesses. So anywhere from consulting services to our free promotional live show called BizGrams, and our virtual offices where entrepreneurs can use our address as their own professional mailing address. If you have any questions for us, please let us know in the chat. I can put our information in email after, but for any upcoming events, we have the Eventbrite page up, so we will be sending any information there as well. So a little bit about E4X grant writing services. We offer anywhere from DIY, so doing yourself, all the way to getting someone to do it for you. So if you have any questions about our different grant writing services, please let us know. We are more than happy to help you guys. So before we get started, we do want to highlight some of our valued partners, such as Edge, Setsi, and Dream. a little bit about our agenda here. You'll be meeting Ryan in just a little bit. He'll be going over the upcoming grants and he will be talking about how we can help you guys.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And I appreciate those that are here. As you know, my name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders. Well, I consider myself a serial social entrepreneur. I run a few social enterprises, namely Detailing Nights, which is a mobile waterless car cleaning company that works with youth in the community to help them learn how to start their own businesses by running a mini version of our company. Service Kingdom, which does social enterprise consulting. So those that are thinking about starting a social enterprise, we help walk them through the process. Executives Power Up, which helps businesses create a C-level executive team. So those that are ready to scale, we actually create a team of CMOs, which is like a chief marketing officer, a CTO, chief technical officer, CFO, chief financial officer, those types of C-level positions. We help place that team around you to help you be more, what do you want to say? It's easier to raise capital with a strong team. So we help you raise capital in that way. And Black Panther's Cage, which is my secret project that we are, think of Dragon's Den or Shark Tank with Black founders pitching to Black service people that can invest, and also services like ACBN that can offer support. As I mentioned, I'm the co-founder of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, part of the Empowered for X business crew. And really, my main mission in life is to help as many businesses stabilize and then scale up. So I appreciate you being here. Your presence is not lost on me, because I know there's so much things that we could be doing, but learning about how to get capital to me is really important. As I slow down a little bit, a bit about ACBN. So 5 years ago, 6 other entrepreneurs and myself came together because I was seeing a gap as an entrepreneur myself, running Detailing Nights and seeing the youth graduate our program. And there wasn't a lot of Black focused business organizations they could go to continue their journey and help support them. And even for myself, I was looking at franchising and expanding across Canada and into the US. There were no Black focused business organizations, especially in Peel. I was living in Brampton, that had the mandate to help companies scale up. So we said, could we create this entity that would sit down with an entrepreneur, figure out what stage they're in, and then help them create a strategy to grow? And thus ACBN was born. Over these past 5 years, we've engaged with actually over 5,000 Black entrepreneurs. We're seeing a high percentage of them are female entrepreneurs that are looking for support with starting their businesses or growing their businesses. But what I'm most proud of is our ability to partner with other Black focused business organizations, and being part of the Black entrepreneurship ecosystem. We've been able to partner with over 40 across Canada. So really extending our reach. So whatever stage a business owner is in, there is a support there that we can point them to based on what they need. Want to just touch on the pillars that ACBN stands by. The entrepreneurship is definitely one of the foundational elements. I believe everybody should become an entrepreneur, whether you're young or even working somewhere full time. Because even if you're working somewhere, you can still have that side hustle to bring in extra income into the household. And also, if you're young, it's a great time to start a business because, hey, you're still living at home. If things don't go well, at least you still have somewhere to sleep. But entrepreneurship as a tool really creates economic inclusion and economic empowerment for our community. So we use it as a way to convene, doing things like this virtually or in person, as we're starting to do more in-person events coming up. So if you're in Brampton or Durham, look out for those invitations. But why we're all here today is that access to funding. So I want to give a bit of an overview of our track record. So ACBN, like I mentioned, we've been around for 5 years. Over that time, we've been able to get capital from various sources, and as low as $500, you'll see here, and as high as, oh, I can't even see this. The bottom one is, can you see the bottom one? So we've got over $1 million. And it was interesting when we got that $1 million grant, the first thing that I did was do the webinar called the $1 Million Blueprint. and we walked people through the exact grant that we wrote, the template. We shared it so that you would have access to what a $1 million grant application would look like. So we've gotten grants from pitch competitions, city grants, provincial grants, federal grants. That $1 million one was a federal one. We've had sponsorship from corporations and even just raising money from membership sales and such. So the takeaway from this page is there's money flowing all around us. We need to position ourselves in front of that flow of money. And I don't consider myself an academic grant writer. And those that know me will say I consider myself a grant hunter. So any type of funding that I qualify for, I figure out how to best position myself in front of that money so that we can get access to it. And you'll see we've been quite successful in a short amount of time. But what I want to see is how can we help more of you get access to this funding? For example, an organization like Rescue Youth International, where they were doing great work in Brampton and in Peel, supporting youth going through the education system and the justice system, but weren't getting access to as many grants as I would think that they deserve, because grant writing and research, it takes time. So a lot of times executive directors or business owners don't have that time to sit down, search through what's out there, and then sit down again, write that application, understand the criteria, and then sit down again to apply. And then if it's not successful, to follow up and learn from it and then apply again. It's a lot of work to do for something that might not be guaranteed. So I can see where it might get pushed to the side of a desk, but we're here to show you that it's really possible. And if you have our support and us walking alongside you on this journey of grant hunting, I feel your percentages, your probability of success goes up. And we want to get you as comfortable as possible with applying for grants and researching grants. So that is, I would say, the main objective of today. One thing that we do support people in writing. So if you become part of our Grant Hunter University, it's really focused on this grant writing blueprint. So we are going to do a session that walks through that blueprint, which is really just figuring out what are all these questions that you're going to see as you are looking for grants. Typically 80% of them are the same. So you can take those questions, start to work on the answers, put it into a document that becomes your blueprint. So anytime that you find a grant that you qualify for, it becomes that much easier to apply because you have your blueprint done. And we also do a business plan blueprint, but we'll touch on that another day. One thing that I did want to pull up really quickly is this business benefits finder, because somebody in the chat did ask where to find, like how to search for grants. This one is an excellent one that the federal government has, and I'll demo it really quick. So really, when you come to the site, and I'll put this into the chat so you can follow along if you want to check it out. And Cloney, you're asking where's Scarborough address? So we are in Ajax. So 40 Old Kingston Road in Ajax. All right. So when you're on this page, and I just put it into the chat for you, it's really like a mad gap. So you fill in the blanks. You can say, what are you looking for? How much you're looking for, is it like all amounts, and what you want to do with it. So let's say you want to do research, buy property, grow your business, and hire. So they ask you for a little bit, what industry are you in? So we'll say we're in education. Where's education? Oh, education used to be there. Okay, let's say we're in clean tech. And we are in the development phase. And then you can let them know which province we're in, what your business does. So let's say business support. And you can break it down a bit more, business support and employment. So it does ask you how much employees you have. Sorry, this chat box is blocking my stuff. Revenue range. Oh, actually, yeah, that's good. We are incorporated. We're a nonprofit. Actually, let me see what for-profit says. And that is a question that I usually ask and I forgot. If you can put into the chat the name of your organization and if it's a for-profit or a nonprofit, because we do want to touch on both today. And let's see who runs this org. So we are Black Canadians, persons with disability. Some of us are under, some of us are part of community. We're Canadians, we're women. And show me all programs. All right, so it'll allow you to see your results. Okay. So the funding results that it'll show, and you'll notice these types of funding programs through the government are very difficult to navigate. So a lot of times you can pull up something like, let's see what this is for Indigenous, this is for scaling up technology. Okay, so getting a non-repayable contribution if you're a Canadian small and medium-sized business advancing pre-commercial initiative technologies. So I've seen a lot of clients read this, go to the site, and just get stuck. So my initial feedback is always to find the contact person at this division. Usually it's through ISED, so Innovation, Science, and Environment. Let's see what their website looks like. So you'll notice that their website might not be user-friendly. This one is a bit better. Hold on, let me see. So a lot of times, I mean, it'll walk through the eligibility. You can go through frequently asked, but I usually go to, where's the contacts? Here. So always find a person to talk to at any of these grant programs. So this one, they're in Ottawa, they have a phone number, call them, email them, and explain to a person what you're working on and if this is a fit. Trying to navigate the site on your own typically is difficult, and then you might still apply and it's something that really wasn't a fit. So always try to find somebody that you can contact with any grant that you're going for. So that was a walkthrough of the actual Business Benefits Finder. You do want to jump into some other grants that are also available. Oh, and sorry, I did pull up one more that has been a good way to check out what grants are coming available. And they send you emails every so often. So check out this website called hellopocketed.io. So I'll put this into the chat. And when you sign up, they do a quick search to see what grants you might qualify for. And then if you give it options, like say which, after you explain it, they'll send you emails that match what your business or organization does. So this has been a good one. It's pretty new and they're pretty active. So you could use that as a resource. Something like Grant Connect is a deeper dive, and you can actually get free access to Grant Connect if you have a Toronto library card. Not sure if Brampton library card allows it as well. I haven't been able to get it in, but our team uses the Toronto Access. I apologize, I don't have the login right now, but this is something that typically when we work with clients, we'll do a deep dive into Grant Connect to see what's available. But if you do have a Toronto library card, you can actually get access yourself. All right, so the first grant we are gonna touch on is the Black Opportunity Fund. They have a program in partnership with CIBC, where CIBC created a loan program of funding available to Black entrepreneurs up to $250,000. But part of that loan program, they also created a granting stream. So if you weren't ready to take on the loan just yet, you'd be able to go through the granting stream. And as you complete different modules, you get grants up to $2,000. So you'll see they can help you with increasing your financial literacy, also helping you create a business plan, which is going to be needed for the loan application. They also help you complete financial projections. Again, that's something that the any loan program is going to ask for. Or if you do need support in improving your credit score, because the minimum credit score that this CIBC loan program had is around 600. And they're pretty strict with the 600, because even if you're close, they kind of get iffy. And all the other Black loan programs that I've seen, it's around 620 to 650. So if you're under 600, you can work with the Black Chamber of Commerce, who is the partner, the business advisory partner in this program, to go through any of these modules. Again, one of them is building your personal credit to help you now with getting access to capital. So if you are not interested in the CIBC loan, you can just apply directly to the Black Chamber of Commerce and their Elevate Black Business program, so that you can get access to the grant directly. So I'll put this in here. So if you are not interested in the loan right now, but still do want support from the chamber and want to go through their grant stream, you can just go directly to elevateblackbusiness.ca and you'd be able to apply. It has a button here at the top. Oh no, that's the online directory. It's supposed to, oh, there it is. This button that says enroll now will take you through that process. All right. One that I like to touch on just really quickly is Summer Company. A lot of times our children miss these grants that would help them get into entrepreneurship. And it's something that I used 10 years ago when I was in Sheridan College. Going through Summer Company is when I first had the idea for detailing nights. And I was able to get this grant of $3,000 to test the idea in the summer months. So this is something that I try to get as many of our youth to engage in, because a lot of times you don't know if entrepreneurship is for you, but with this program, you can actually put in an application, put in your idea, get support from the entrepreneur centers. So whichever city you're in, typically they have an entrepreneur center, and the entrepreneur center is who runs the Summer Company program. So they're now coaching you in the summer as you're going through running your business. And then, hey, if entrepreneurship's a fit, you're able to continue the journey after school. If it's not, then you know, hey, try and find a good career. But one thing that I do know is entrepreneurship, even if you do it for a summer, it battle tests you. So you're going to be graduating with 1,000 other people with the same degree, but because you ran a business, it elevates you in that graduating class. So it's something that when it goes, you put it on your resume, it definitely stands out. So if you're trying to convince your children or teenage children of why they should be an entrepreneur, use that, because no matter what career they go into, being able to experience entrepreneurship is going to help them. Oh, did I miss this one? All right, so jumping over to another grant program, which is called the BBPA BADES program. So for those that don't know, BBPA stands for the Black Business and Professional Association. They have a grant program called BADES, which stands for the Business Advisory and Implementation Development Services. So you're able to get support with getting work done for your business. So right now they target 3 types of services. They can help you with your business plan, they can help you with your bookkeeping and accounting, and they can also help you with legal services. So what they do is they find out about your business, and then you select which support that you need, and they'll partner you with expert service provider. So let's say you need a business plan, you'd say, hey, you're filling through, I think at the bottom here, it asks which service that you're looking for. And if you click business plan, they'll partner you with an expert that can do your business plan for you. But instead of you having to come out of pocket to pay that person, they invoice the BBPA and the services it's paid for. So you got it done without having to come out of pocket. That's why I really love the service. And for those that may have signed up and you're in the queue and it's taken a while, stick with it. Definitely reach out to them and say, hey, I've applied, I haven't heard back, just checking on getting an update on my status so that they can make sure that you get the services that you requested. But this is a great one because if you go back to the other grant or loans that you might be going for, a lot of times it's still difficult to do the business plan on your own. So being able to get paired with a service provider that would do it with you and really for you it'll fast track you being able to apply for more dollars. So this is one that I tell as many people about as I can. All right. So the other one that I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs have success with, although again, it's oversubscribed a lot of times, but still put your name in the hat, get into the queue, because this is a grant that they have the money to spend. And the federal government, I believe, oh man, I'm forgetting the numbers, like $2.4 billion that they've put into this Canada Digital Adoption Program overall. And Digital Main Street is delivering a segment of it. So Digital Main Street has a few different programs. So you'll see they have Shop Here, Raise, and CDAP. So we'll start with Shop Here, because this is one that if you're looking to add e-commerce to your website, or if you're thinking of a new idea and you want to sell online, Digital Main Street will actually pair you with somebody to build your Shopify store for you. So this is where a simple application like this, and I'll put this into the chat. Sometimes in our sessions, we pause and have people just finish this because it is quite straightforward. So as you're following along, if you want to fill this out, you'll be able to get paired with somebody that will help you build your store. So this is a free program and they help you learn how to market the store. We've actually had 2 types of stores that we've gone through and other entrepreneurs have used it as well. I think it's a great service because you can guide the process. You don't have to just take whatever they give you. You're actually going back and forth with them. So you're understanding and learning how to run, let's say, a Shopify store and how to maintain it and edit it. So it's really good to learn in that sense. So the other program that they have is called CDAP. Oh, why is everything highlighted? So the CDAP program it stands for the Canada Digital Adoption Program. So they work with you to help improve your online presence. So that could be a website, adding technologies such as like a POS system or inventory management system, and also hiring, let's say, a marketing agency or somebody to help you with your digital marketing. You can get up to $2,400 to help you execute that. The application for this one is pretty straightforward as well. Actually, I'm not logged in. Let me log in so you can see what it looks like. Oops, not sign up, log in. And I'll put this link into the chat as well. The one caveat with the Canada Digital Adoption Program is they do want to see you have a payroll account. So your payroll account, so that you have at least 1 employee that is on that account. So if you don't, you wouldn't qualify for the $2,400. And I'll put this into the chat so you can take a look. But their other program, the Raise program, you would still qualify for it. So the Raise program, it's actually up to $10,000, and it does stand for the Racialized and Indigenous Support for Entrepreneurs. So you're able to get up to $10,000 to support your business. And this is more broad with amplifying your marketing, different resources that you need to purchase to, again, support your online marketing. You can hire a marketing agency, get tools and resources, do online ads. So you can use that 10,000, but you go through a program with the Parkdale Innovation Center. So they coach you on how to create a digital transformation plan. And you create, they call it a roadmap that allows you to really design how you're going to use the 10,000 to help grow your business and improve your online presence. So one thing that I noticed, and as we're just looking through the eligibility, you'll see you do have to have a business in Ontario. You have to have at least, or you could be employing 1 to 10, so maximum 10 or not up to 25. And it can be a sole proprietor. And so it can't be a franchise, it can't be a wholesaler or manufacturer, and it cannot be a nonprofit. So this one is specifically for profit. And as we scroll down, you'll see the different eligible costs. So you can do fee for services, you can print, like do print media or signage. It can help with your digital transformation. So building out your website, digital marketing, and also POS systems, and any training or certifications that you might go through to improve your digital expertise or digital marketing. So this one I noticed there's supposed to be an apply button. So we've been trying to figure out if this is reopened or not. In 2022, I know they did 2 full cohorts. So in 2023, it was supposed to open back in February. I've not seen it yet. So we are keeping up to date on that. But if you have applied before and you were on the wait list, I would reach out to them to see what the process is, because check on the update of your status. Because if you're already in the queue, they were supposed to start the next cohort. So definitely follow up on this grant. All right, so we touched on this one. The Propel Black Entrepreneurs, that's actually part of the Elevate Black Business. But an important grant that we want to touch on, and unfortunately the Investment Readiness Program is closed, but the next phase of the Investment Readiness Program, I wanted to try to explain what that looks like. So the Investment Readiness Program was a grant that started out as a $50 million pool of funds. It expanded to 100 million. So they did 2 cycles of $50 million to grant out to help social enterprises get ready for the Social Finance Fund. So the Social Finance Fund, it's a $755 million initiative to help accelerate social enterprises. So those that are running social enterprise, whether you're a for-profit company and you have a positive impact in the community, you're operating as a social enterprise. If you're a nonprofit and you have income generating activities, then you also, with that income generating activity, would be considered a social enterprise if it's coming from a nonprofit entity. So those that are running a social enterprise, this fund was created for you and to allow you to now take on additional investment to amplify what you're doing and amplify the business. But what they found was not a lot of social enterprises were ready to take on investment. So they created the Investment Readiness Program as a grant that they would give to social enterprises or those that are thinking of starting a social enterprise to fine-tune their business plan or fine-tune their operations to get them ready to take on additional investment. So now the Investment Readiness Program, I have not seen that it's going to be renewed. So I don't know if any additional grants are coming down the pipeline, but the Social Finance Fund is supposed to roll out this year. So if you're running a social enterprise, you have to look at what types of funding you might qualify for. And you'll see, and I apologize, this is so small. So SPOs, that stands for social purpose organizations. So these are where us as social enterprise operators sit. So they're just about to announce these wholesalers, and then the wholesalers have to pick these intermediaries, and these intermediaries are who we're going to apply for. So we've been doing sessions just talking about understanding this process because we want to make sure that we're prepared for whenever this opens up to be able to get access to the funding. Because what I've seen is only 4% of Black businesses and organizations were able to access the previous Investment Readiness Program. So we have to do a lot better in being prepared when this rolls out, because again, we'd love to get a bigger percentage than just 4%. Although 4% of 755 million isn't terrible, yet we definitely should just push harder. All right, and one more that I did want to touch on is the Toronto Enterprise Fund. I don't believe that they have a cohort open right now. And oh, this is taking us to a completely new page. Okay, why is this crossed out? Is this, I have to check to see if they're still around. What is going on? Okay, so it was a United Way initiative, but it's curious that the Toronto Enterprise Fund, did they close? Or did it just get completely absorbed into United Way? So for sure, it looks like they aren't granting right now. Let's see if they're funding opportunities. So they have this Community Services Recovery Fund that's actually closed. They're supposed to be telling people who got it. Yeah, so it looks like the Toronto Enterprise Fund isn't operating. Let's see. Okay, still have their website. Yeah, this is interesting. I have to follow up with them and see what is going on. All right. So beyond that, they were also focused on social enterprises, but more so employment social enterprises. So if you're hiring from a segment of the population that finds it difficult to find work, and you open your doors to be able to employ them, you would be considered an employment social enterprise. So I'm going to check to see what is happening with them. This is one that I was just talking about, the Community Services Recovery Fund. Fortunately, it is closed. Hopefully it does reopen. But for the nonprofits, the Ontario Trillium Foundation is one to keep an eye on. And I'll just pull it up so I can put this into the chat. Because you'll see they do have, oh, actually, let's pull this up so we can see what their deadlines are. All right, so which ones are open? Resilient Communities is closed. This capital grant looks like it's opening on May the 17th, so keep an eye out for that. The Youth Opportunities Fund, so the Systems Innovation Grant is currently open and it's going to close June the 20th. And the Youth Innovations and Family Innovations is going to open May 31st. So if you're looking at applying for those grants, they're available. But I wanted to put this into the chat so you can look through it when you would like. And one other one that I want to touch on is the Ontario Grant Portal, because at any moment, at any given time, the Ontario government does have between 20 to 30 grants available. I would say their platform is quite tedious to go through as well. But if you do see any of these grants that match what you're capable of executing, I would look through it, try and get somebody on the phone from their office to talk through your idea to see if it is a fit. But if you do get stuck, that's why Empower4X does exist, so that we can support you in going through this process so that you're not on your own. Put this one into the chat as well. But the slide deck will go out with the recording. So if you don't catch these links right away, we'll send that out after. All right. So just as we wrap up, as Tiana was saying, we do have some events coming up. We have the All Levels Yoga, which because of our email list, they asked what would they like to see and do, and yoga was on the top, so that has been added. We also have the financial management for your business in challenging times, that financial literacy. Those courses happen every other Thursday, so I believe next Thursday is the next session. Would love to see you there. I did want to touch real quick on some loan programs. I know we're here talking about grants, but there is a lot of money flowing, like I said, around us. If a loan fits in the how you're structuring your business, because getting a loan is a lot quicker than getting a grant. Being able to position yourself is a bit easier because there's not a lot of competition for loans. With grants, you're typically going up against hundreds, even thousands of people, so it's not guaranteed. So if loans do work with how you structured your business, you can always look at some of the micro loans. So ACBN has our own micro loan. Access Community Capital Fund has one, and Rise Asset Development. The FACE Coalition has created a loan program, and Futurepreneur has one as well. And as well as Alterna Savings has partnered up with BDC to create a loan program. There's three, actually Scotiabank, I should add here. I saw that they did launch a Black Entrepreneurship Loan Program as well. So 4 major banks have one. So I always say, if you're looking for capital, let's say if it's 100,000, you have 6 to 8 options. Reach out to all of them, see who can get you across the finish line first. Or if you need support with getting that done, please reach out and we can support you. But with the grant writing services, one thing that I do want to say is I know a lot of information is coming at you. If it feels overwhelming, feel free to book an initial call just to say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm trying to do, and we can kind of check to see if there are grants available and if there's a match. If there is, and it's still a bit overwhelming, remember that we are here to be able to write for you. So that service is available. Let me see if it breaks it down. So whether it's self-directed with our online course to help you complete your grant blueprint, if you want us to sit down and create a funding strategy, that is available as well. If you just want a list of as many grants that you qualify for as possible, we can help you with the funding summary. And as I mentioned, if you need help with the writing, that goes between 5,000 to 3,000, depending how complex the grant is, but that option is there. So as far as doing it yourself, that option is there, all the way to making others do it for you, which we can support you with. All right. So as you know, you're here on a Wednesday. So we do these info sessions at least once a month. We try to also do grant working groups. So picking a grant and seeing how we can work through it so that we do it as a group to get your application done. One thing that I did pull up and I forgot to mention, the Visa has their grant back open. Where did I put it? Yes, for those that might know about the Visa program, the She's Next, this reopened. So you can get up to $10,000. And I remember I didn't put it in the slide, so I pulled it up just so I didn't forget. So if you go to that link, definitely check out. This is a very competitive grant, so it's difficult to get, but it is possible. So please feel free to look through it and then apply and let us know how it went. And I did see somebody ask to put our link in the chat. So I'll put our contact info, connect@empoweredforx.com. So if you send an email, and Tiana, I don't know, do you have the link for the, oh my gosh, to book a consultation, like a call? If you have that booking link, you can put it in. Otherwise, just email us and ask that you're looking to speak to somebody about grants, and we can schedule a call so that we can walk through and see how we can help. All right, so I will pause there and yeah, open it up to any questions and anything that I might have missed that you would love for us to cover. All right. Oh, I don't see, did somebody put, if you put up your hand, feel free, or you can just unmute and ask your question. We do have some time. All right.
Well, let me start off by saying thanks, Ryan. This is definitely some good information you shared, and it's just specifically with some access to different funding sources. I have a question. I don't know if it's necessarily pertinent for right now, but as someone that actually oftentimes does consulting for other companies, what have you seen in your past as the best route? Would it be for me to contact with, company A, B, and C, or put you direct in contact with the end client, or what have you seen, and what do you see most effective?
Yeah, as a person that provides an expert service like consultancy,
Mhm.
one thing that, and I didn't touch on it today, but when I talk about positioning ourselves in front of the flow of money, if we help our client get access to the grant, then they can afford our services. And a lot of times, grants that are put out there, such as the investment readiness program, you have to use it on consultants and bringing people in to support your business. And a lot of times, they don't use it with Black consultants because the excuses I hear is like, oh, I couldn't find somebody that could do that work. So one thing that we did actually create was a cooperative called Calabash. So Calabash are members that are expert service providers so that we can be a directory that nonprofits that get funding can use to get services done. So if you're working with a client, there's kind of two paths. There's one where somebody wants to work with you, but they can't afford it. You can point them to grants that they could get so that they can afford it, or you could find the grant, help them write it, and then write in your services into it. So those are kind of two approaches that we've used as consultants. So we can help people get the grant that helps pay for the services.
Love that. A second question. I saw one of there. You had the page that put up there, and it had your pricing formats. Let's walk through an example. You'd said that you had did a $1.3 million grant, so the blueprint to your 1 million grant. Your pricing point was between $500 and $3,000. Is it that it's that's your grant? Is there an additional fees, i.e., a percentage of how much is taken, or that would be is that example would be $3,000 would be the fee?
Yes, so it would be a flat fee. So there wouldn't be additional percentages based on success of the grant. Sometimes we do get creative to say like, hey, if you can't afford the full price up front, then there'd be a portion up front plus a success fee. But typically it's just the fee up front.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. All right, so we do have a few more minutes. I'm here. Otherwise, I'll give you 3 more minutes back to your life. And if you do want to follow up, I did see somebody ask, can you come to our office? Yes, but it depends which office I'm in because I bounce between Brampton, Ajax, and Whitby. So make an appointment. Let me know which city works best. And then, yes, we do in-person appointments.
Hi, Brian. My name is Natalie. My question is, because thank you first and foremost for doing this. It is very informative and a bit mind-blowing. So thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it. So I'm further west, like I'm in Brantford and close to Cambridge. So is there any service that you intend to or even have now within, because I only hear you talk about the east, like, well, I'm not in the east, I'm the west, so
Yeah.
help us out.
So we're going to be opening an office in Hamilton. I mean, it's not all the way, but if you know ACA, the Afro-Canadian Caribbean Association, we're partnering with them at their location. So if you wanted to meet in person, that would be the office that would probably be best. But a lot of our services is virtual. So we can definitely still walk you through finding what grants are available and helping you to write them.
Okay. Next question is to begin looking into obtaining a grant for your assistance to obtain a grant. What are I know we have to have some form of requirements to come in order for you to assist. We can't just come blindly and say, oh, I just want a grant. I mean, what are some of the requirement or the tools that you want us to have prepared to come and, get the assistance from you guys?
Yeah, the biggest thing is clarity on your story. So you are the only person that can tell the story of your organization or your business. So if it's unclear what you're trying to execute and what you need the money for, it's difficult to find which grants match what you can do. So really that initial, and I actually call it the clarity funding meeting, is just to get clear on what it is that you want to execute. And then we can match that with the opportunities, then it makes it easier to work with you. But if it's not clear, then we have to spend time making it clear and really focusing on what you're doing.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. All right. So yes, I can stick around for a couple more minutes, but it is 2, so I'll let you get back to your day. We'll be back here next month, but in between, look out for the different events that we're doing. I am geeking out on AI right now. So if you're in Durham on Friday, we're going to be doing a lunch and learn just to test out AI tools and see how it can support our businesses. So we'd love to see you there. Otherwise, yeah, look out for the next grant session. And if you are applying for grants, please keep us in the loop just how your journey is going, because I know it can be difficult. And if you need support just to get that application in, we are here. So thank you so much. Yes, Karen, I'm telling you, AI is going to amplify everything. So don't sleep on it.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Bye.
you.